All right, guys, welcome back. This is a 2018 Ford F-150 Lariat. This is my personal truck, and today I'll be installing 4-inch rough country suspension lift. It has all steel, new steel knuckles, the bracketry for the back. I did upgrade to the new struts that come super beefy, right to you with springs, everything already installed. Has the kit with all the drop brackets. Thick steel, pretty nice. I got no complaints about anything. It looks really strong. And then we're gonna topping it off with some ballistic rage 20 by 10 wheels, negative 19 millimeter offset, and I got the 35 1250 R22 Nitto Terra Grappler G2 tires. Mostly I do very little like off-roading. I'm not gonna be doing any mudding or anything like that, so I just want that super aggressive look. So we're gonna give this thing a super aggressive look, and I'll continue to kind of patch this video together as we go, stating what steps you gotta do and any problems or anything that I run into. So I'll see you in a second. All right, so I've removed everything on the passenger side. It went really smoothly. The instructions are correct, walks everything through. A couple different nut sizes and what they say. They'll say something's an 18 millimeter and it's a 19, something like that. So nothing too crazy, but working on a new truck definitely has its benefits. It all came off super easy, super slick. And as you can see, everything just popped right off of there. Now onto the other side, I left it. I'm about to start doing it so that you guys can see what all is coming on, coming off, but essentially you remove the brakes and you take off the rotor, take off the dust shield, pull off the nut that's behind there. You're going to remove pretty much everything off of the knuckle here, and then remove the strut itself, lower bracket, then the strut itself, and you get to the other side. I already disconnected the sway bar, and like I said, everything's going really smooth, very nice working on a brand new truck. Biggest key is to be organized. You don't need too many tools or anything special or anything like that. Air gun definitely helps with some of the stuff though. But knuckles off, and you'll transfer everything there onto the new knuckles and place it and put it all back together. All right, guys, by far most difficult part was cutting out the bracket. I started getting a little happier putting everything back together once I finally got it. But I'm gonna show you the bracket that I'm talking about. Essentially, driver's side, you have to cut all back here and across the top there. It's a bit of a pain. I was able to do it eventually, but that's the hardest part about it. With the 2018, you can't remove the front differential before cutting, so you got to cut with it in place. So I took my time, I was real careful, then went back over and painted everything. And as you can see, you know, all you're doing is gaining clearance that you can drop it down using these brackets. And no, I haven't tightened any bolts yet or anything like that. First, you got to get everything in. But it was a little bit of a pain. I used a combination of angle grinders, and this is what it did look like when it was sitting in the truck. And then essentially, I used angle grinder up the sides, both sides, but up top here has this little welded on L bracket, and that was a bit of a pain to get through. So what I ended up doing was cutting the sides, and I cut through the inside with an angle grinder, and then I wiggled this back and forth until it snapped. Once it was out of the way, I was able to get a much cleaner cut. Overall, really happy with everything so far. I'm trying to put the front end back together now. All right, guys, the install is finally complete. I didn't do, it was pretty simple just to put it all back together. So really didn't do a video detailing all the parts. Putting the knuckles together was very plug and play. A couple bolts, it all came apart really easily. Lower control arms, everything just went on pretty smooth. Once you cut that rear differential bracket back there, that cross member, that one right there, that's when you got to cut. 2018, it's a bit rough, I'm not gonna lie. You have to cut it while the differential's still in there, and it just makes it a real pain in the ass because you're trying not to cut your differential. So take your time. I probably took a little longer than I should have on it, but I really didn't want to screw it up. So I got these the struts. They came with the springs, everything installed already. It's like a $300 add-on from Rough Country. Super happy about it. Everything's a real clean install. Like I said, I really like it, and I have zero problems with it. Nothing whatsoever. Like I said, I think it's really good quality. The rims and tires are killer. The offset that I have on here, that's negative 19 millimeter offset on a 2018 F150, pushes it out about 3/4 of an inch or so past the stock fender flares. Looks really good. The back, I didn't do any video or anything for it because it took like 35 minutes. The blocks for 4 inches, just adding a block on top of it. You put the new U-bolts through, new nuts, and the new shocks. You know, 2 bolts, it comes apart. The only thing you have to do, you also have to add these blocks here, which is for the bump stops. But basically it's one little mount, that little bracket right there. You change it down and pop a couple of the tubes out of their harness, and the brake lines are good to go. The kit was an older kit. I think it was the same instructions from like a 2015 through 17, something like that. If you have those kits, right here is where there's going to be a bracket for your emergency brake. I have the electronic emergency brake, so it didn't cover that, but obviously nothing needed lengthened or anything like that because it's right here. Very happy with the look of the truck. Very happy with how high it sits. These newer F-150s, if you have a 7-foot garage door, you've got to do a 4-inch lift in 35s because they added 2 inches to the cab height of the truck. But it looks killer. In my opinion, you really can't tell the difference between a 6-inch and a 4-inch with the 35s on there. 20-inch rims looks really, really good. I'll be sure to do a follow-up video, let you know how it rides, any problems, any issues, anything like that, but I don't foresee anything. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See ya.